Well, welcome back. We are going to start our initial stage of applying the tru-oil gun stock finish. I purchased this from my local gun shop. I think I paid $9.50, $10 maybe for this 3 fluid ounce bottle. I have no idea how far it'll go. I guess that will depend on how many coats I lay on, but I'm sure I can get a few necks out of there anyways. And this is, as I said, my first attempt at this, so we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm just using my one finger, and I'm just rubbing it in circles. Imagine that's fine that way. Coming across the grain, it'll soak in. I can already see the effect of the tru-oil already from my point of view. I don't know what you can see there. Just a brief quick outline. This has received 2 coats of amber dye, and it had already been whisked a couple of times with 300 or 400 grit. So there's no fibers coming up off of it. It's nice and smooth for the application of the tru-oil, and it will just continue on. I'm just doing small areas at a time, just using one finger to apply it, just so that I don't go too far in advance, since I've never done it before, and we'll just continue working it. I'm liking the way the grain is being made alive or brought forward here. I can see how it's going to look really good with a few layers of tru-oil on this. Sort of overlapping it a little bit, just so that I get a good blend from my previous worked area. Use the light as much as possible to help me out here. I'll probably just do this one coat tonight, and then I'll start a second coat tomorrow. That'll give it a good amount of time to cure. I don't know if you can see that at all, but it looks nice. Okay, so I've just done the headstock. Now I'm going to start on the fingerboard, and try to watch that I don't get too much buildup at the fret area, so I have less work trying to knock it down once I start adding more coats. You can see these position dots are coming up nice and dark too, with this oil going on them. You probably wouldn't know that they're a walnut dot after all is said and done. But I can definitely see I'm going to need some steel wool to just help that along once we get a few coats on here. Having never seen the process being done before, I have no idea if this is how other guys do it when they use their fingers on a fingerboard or not, or if they use an applicator of some sort, a piece of cotton or whatever. But we'll go with this for now, and maybe someone will pipe in on the YouTube channel of mine and let me know what they do. Because any searching that I've done on applying tru-oil to a neck, I haven't been able to find anything. Doing the back of the neck isn't an issue, it's working with these frets in the fingerboard. And it's one thing to have static images of the process. It's nice to see it in action to really get an idea of what's taking place. Okay, this is my fourth coat of tru-oil. I have done one brushing with steel wool at the third layer. I didn't record it, but this is where we're at now. I'll just flip this over. It's still slightly soft, so I'm not going to lay it down. It definitely is trickier and takes a little more time to work around the frets. And here's a underside of the same neck. It's starting to build up nicely now. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm also happy with how the fret slot depths worked out. The frets are nicely just kissing the bottom of the groove, so there really isn't any voids under there at all. So I'm happy with that as well. Soon I'll get my decal ready for the headstock. We'll apply that and either go over it with some more coats of tru-oil or my lacquer. I haven't decided yet. Okay, one thing I thought I'd give a try to level out this tru-oil is I'm using just a regular box cutting knife blade. And I'm going to draw it across any of the flat surfaces of this neck like this. I'll get slight shavings from it. And what this will start to do is level it out for me for the flat surfaces of the neck. When dealing with the round edges, I'll work with steel wool. But I thought I'd give this a try, and it works quite well. And that'll give me a nice flat surface to lay my next layer on. Just an idea. I haven't seen anyone else use an X-Acto knife when working with tru-oil, so it's an alternative to using steel wool on the whole neck. This is still the fourth layer. And what I may end up doing is just breaking this down and so I can get inside in between my frets, and I can kind of smooth that out as well instead of using steel wool for that. I can get nicely into the corner here to kind of pull out any of the buildup that there might be, but to getting it nice and smooth, I want to get in here like this, I think, or draw it across. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to play around with that. Just an idea, an alternative. But she's coming along nicely now. And we'll just keep going.